Okay, so this is my third time recording this third part. The first time, which was last night, I recorded. It did not record at all, and I did the whole chapter. And as you can see, well, see, this one was the one right here. That was damn near like halfway through the game. So now I gotta start over with this part once again. And if this time it don't work out, then it's probably meant to be, and I'm gonna finish the game off camera or whatever. But we are going to start one more time, and I mean one more, just one more. And I mean just one more. Alright, y'all, so let's do it.
Mr. Schickert, I didn't expect you yet.
Arriving on time means you're 15 minutes late.
Very traditional.
Nothing wrong with good traditional values.
Thank you for coming. My name is Esther Katz. I am the prosecutor in charge. I'll cut right to the chase. What happened on the 28th of April back in 45?
So, you're finally reopening the case, aren't you?
Yes, we do. There are questions that have to be resolved.
It is time for some gentlemen to answer for what happened back then.
Just to be clear, you are referring to?
Kibitz and local group leader Feitman.
So, your superior and your colleague. What had happened?
On that day, Feitman, Kibitz and I had captured an alleged insurgent. We had taken him to the district office and locked him in a cell. It was an old man.
Was his name Hans Naumann?
It's more than 10 years ago. I'm pretty certain that this was his name, yes.
Please describe the situation.
Shortly after, the two men came out. Pointing to the cells, the district leader gave the command.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We mainly wrote reports and helped in the district where help was needed.
Damn, can we get...
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of the big air raid, we wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer there.
There we go.
What kind of command?
He ordered us to shoot the prisoner.
Spending entire days in a damp cellar. He must have been bored and tried to pass the time. How did you fit into this local group?
I have always proudly done my duty. I oversaw security.
How did you and Mr. Kibitz get along? You both held the same title?
Mr. Kibitz. Yes, we both were local group members. We did not get along so well.
How was working with Mr. Feldman?
A power-hungry bully who kisses his boss's butts and belittled his subordinates. And that's if you were on his good side. Let's say his threats.
Interesting. I should ask Paula if she can find any information about this. How How was working under District Leader Schwarz?
He was a strict man with defined values. Easy to work under because he was so organized and knew the strengths and weaknesses of each member.
Were your group's actions documented?
Certainly, but that wasn't my task. District Leader Schwarz took care of it. But most of those files were destroyed, unfortunately.
If somebody did stay with Schwarz, it could have been documented somewhere. For how long did Mr. Feitman talk to Mr. Schwarz?
It was just a short meeting, maybe for a couple of minutes.
Were there any other prisoners at that time?
No, the old man was the only one that day.
How did the members of your group spend their free time?
They went drinking together. Not me though. I don't drink. I prefer being home early and getting a healthy sleep. The district leader returned to his office together with Mr. Kibitz. Mr. Feldman asked me to follow him. Together we walked down the corridor to the cell where the old man was kept.
Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
We were in permanent contact with all the other Bavarian groups.
How did you make sure you had enough electricity?
We had a generator for power outages and oil lamps.
We had these oil lamps everywhere. In the bathroom, in the living room, in the kitchen. I can still hear the air raid siren in my head. I remember Mom waking me up. Pack your things, get into the basement. Who prepared the cells for prisoners?
A few colleagues from the local group. It did not take much to set up. With a bucket and a mattress, it was done.
Did prisoners ever stay longer?
A couple of days maximum. They were here for interrogations.
Just a bucket and that's it?
They were prisoners.
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, he. This goes out.
What did Mr. Feldman do?
The group leader raised his voice.
Do you remember his words?
He told me to shoot the prisoner.
And did you shoot the prisoner?
No, I did not. The man was clearly innocent.
You did not? Really? Just like that?
Not just like that. I refused the order because the prisoner was not the man we were looking for. He was accused of... what was it again? I remember someone mentioning it. And me thinking, that's impossible. The whole thing didn't match up.
How did your superior take your refusal?
Not well. He yelled, and I argued.
Do you remember your words?
I told him that it made no sense and that we should refrain from doing that. Group leader Faltman then threatened me. He said he'd report me to the Gestapo, that I would be severely punished, possibly killed.
But you still refused.
I did. I just couldn't do it.
Almost.
I left the room. Outside the cell, I met Kibitz, who was about to enter, a gun in his hand, cocked. The next thing I hear is the shot.
Oh, bullet. Gonna pick my shit up. Gotta pick all this shit up.
So what you are saying is that Mr. Kibitz shot him.
He did indeed. I know it.
But why would he do that? What was his reason?
What do I care about his reason? What he did was wrong. That's why I'm glad the case has been reopened.
Report.
You break the rules, you get punished. That's the way it should be.
We will make sure the right people face the consequences, Mr. Schickert. Thank you for coming in.
The pleasure is all mine. Goodbye, Miss Katz.
Interesting. The suspects contradict each other in multiple aspects. I should see if I can make some sense of this on the blueprint.
Miss Katz, there was a call for you. Actually, it was multiple calls.
Yes, Paula?
It's your mother.
I'm afraid she does that. She's very protective of me. I'm sorry, Paula.
Nothing to worry about. I think it's sweet of her, actually. Just maybe a bit disruptive. Now, that was quite an interesting development. Somebody can't say I... Apart from that, how can I help you?
I need you to invite a witness.
Of course. Who sh...
Just one man left. Hermann Kibitz.
Will do, Miss Katz. Apart from that, how can I help you?
Are there any updates about the personal files?
I suspect I already sound like a broken record to the Berlin Document Center. Sadly, no news yet, but I will keep you on track once I hear something.
I need some additional files. One of the suspects mentioned something interesting about Mr. Feldman. Could you check if there was anything strange happening with his subordinates? Threats, blackmail, anything?
Of course. I'll start looking. Anything else?
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Here if you need anything.
Miss Katz, I take it your sparring with Mr. Peters went well?
He was very collegial.
Yes, I've heard the two of you don't see eye to eye. I'm glad to see it hasn't proved to be an issue. Now, how's your work progressing?
I've interrogated 2 of our suspects. They contradict each other in almost all of their claims. Can't even agree on who was present for the murder. Yet at the same time, both testimonies share many similarities.
Please elaborate.
They agree on the events, if not on their roles. Both claim Schwarz gave the order, that somebody tried to resist but was threatened, that one of them shot. But was it Schickert or Kiebitz? That's where the accounts differ.
To be expected. At least we have a rather reliable timeline. Very well, considering the nature of this investigation, I'd say it's still proceeding apace. One suspect left. Hopefully, he will be able to clarify some of our doubts. Either him or the files. Which would leave us with one final issue. Court. Once you've heard the final testimony, you need to prepare to present your case. That means reconstructing the course of the crime and finding proof that would back it. As mentioned, Mr. Peters will help you out. Teach you how to present your findings, prove your claims. It will help you to familiarize yourself with the ins and outs of court. We cannot afford to fail at court, and preparation is the key to success. That's why I urge you to start with your training right away and build your theory. Once you hear from all witnesses, we need to move to court quickly. I hope it's all clear?
Hell yeah.
Civil codes, Bereichsgesetz, Seneca, and some Frankel and Neumann. Quite a collection. Wait, is that a Sachenspiegel? I think Dad has a copy of this edition. The Bavarian landscape. Pretty, I suppose, but not really my taste.
Alright, let's reconstruct this. Who ordered the execution? So him. We went to the cell where Mr. was okay. So it was him here and then we just did the order. Boom.
Mona's Gaststätte. If the wine is good.
Oh, good you're here. Mr. Peters asks me every 5 minutes where you are and when you're coming. Not only Peters' patience is growing thin.
Is everything okay?
I don't want to sound unprofessional, but working with him is a pain at times. Why does he always have to be so rude?
Why
I know what his
is
problem is, but I have little hope that it will ever get better.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
Kitty.
If anybody saw me,
Paula?
because of course people have nothing better to do than spy on me in the court archives.
Behind.
He's driving me insane.
Hello there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Katz.
I tried to warn you.
Zip it, Christoph.
What were you talking about?
Mr. Peters, and how much of a bother he can be. Which I'm sure you know better than anyone.
Shush.
Don't know if you've noticed, but he's been getting really paranoid lately. Convinced there's spies everywhere.
Seriously?
What? You've said so yourself. And I doubt it's news to Miss Katz.
Why are you scared? Say what your chest.
I've noticed him acting a bit weird.
Hold on,
How do you know?
Reposition
Well,
reposition
he asked me
myself.
for some files, which is normal. But then he started asking if anybody was following me when I got them. And he was sure somebody had to. Wouldn't be convinced otherwise. Called me incompetent and blind when I said no.
It's not the first time he behaved like that.
It's the first time with me. He's always been weird about his work, but not like this. Whatever that new case for Mr. Bauer is, it isn't doing him any good.
So, taking a break?
A short one. It just became much more entertaining.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you'd come in. I'm sorry you had to hear all that. I shouldn't have said any of it. I keep losing my temper with that man.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
Mr. Peters.
So, these talks, you do them often?
Oh yes. They are our Whining Wednesdays.
Christoph!
A wonderful tradition, don't you think?
I'll just let you get back to it.
Honorable Miss Katz, would you be ready then?
I think so. How are we going to do that?
I will act as defense and court, and you will do your part.
Alright.
But have you studied the case well enough to actually help me here?
Yes, I did. Some people have to take their work seriously, you know. Anyway, you present your prosecution, support your conclusions with evidence, and win the case. And I'm trying to stop you from doing just that. Should be a piece of cake. For one of us, at least.
Okay.
His execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Norman's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Objection. According to the witness statement, it was Mr. Schickert who gave the order. Can you support your claims with meaningful evidence?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. If you would take a look at this.
Okay.
This document clearly states that it was Mr. Schwarz who gave the order.
Not bad cuts, but not great either. If that's all the prosecution can come up with, the case is as good as lost. Knowing the right answers is often not enough to win your case. You also need to form the right conclusions. Conclusions the court is willing to follow, because they are plausible, and because you can back them up with evidence. A valid conclusion is always based on several clues. The one clue we are very certain is true is that Schwarz gave the command. So your conclusion should be based on that. Open your case file and give it a go.
Conclusion who ordered the order. Probably this one.
This makes sense.
I think I put in a couple of Toby Jones.
I think I got it.
Shoot.
We have several consistent statements that Schwartz gave the order to shoot. There are no discrepancies in the testimonies. It says so in the files, and Mr. Schwartz stated it himself in 1947. Therefore, I conclude the order to shoot Hans Naumann came from District Leader Herbert Schwartz.
Congratulations. Well done, Cuts. If you argued just as coherently in court, this might go better than I expected. However, it was not particularly difficult, and it will probably...
Quit hating, nigga.
Still, well done.
Thank
The
you.
fuck?
Peters.
Enough practice. Your case is waiting. Keep up the good work.
What now?
You can't finish your theory before hearing that last witness. So you could go home. Personally, I like to be prepared, so I tried to see if I can find more conclusions. But I was always willing to go that extra mile. You do you.
Peters?
Shady bitch.
Miss Katz,
What? What beach?
Miss Katz, it's your
Yeah.
mother. I'm afraid she's a very persistent woman. Just keeps on calling.
Of course she does. I'm so sorry, Paula. I'll get back to her as soon as I can.
Please do.
Girl, I'm going home and going to sleep. So we have to call her? Yeah.
Who do I want to call?
Katz,
Mom, what happened? You've been calling non-stop.
Essie, are you all right? We've been so worried.
I'm not the best, to be honest, but
Of course you're not. What with that tabloid rag?
I'm fine, Mom. Really.
But,
I mean it, Mom.
well, all right, if you're sure. You poor thing. I just hope no one else figured out it was all about you. Oh, how embarrassing that would be.
Mom!
What? Essie, I worry about you. People are confused enough about the origin of your father's name as is. Now, with that article, I'm just afraid of what other people might think of our family.
Are they Jews or
I see.
something?
But enough of that. Let's focus on the now. I have wonderful news, Essie.
What? You can't just...
I just invited the Müllers for coffee this Saturday.
We were just talking about me destroying our family. And now you want to tell me all about the Müllers?
Oh, don't be like that. You have to come. I'm dying to show off my smart daughter.
Who are the Müllers? Do I even know them?
I don't think you have met them yet. They just moved into the piano floor of the house opposite.
Wait, did the Webers move out?
No, no, the other house. The Langs. You remember the Langs, right? Thomas Langs. He used to work at the bank. You used to play with their daughter. Black hair, a ponytail, always got her dress dirty. I just can't remember her name.
I really don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, I can't this weekend.
Oh, what a pity. The Müllers are really nice people. And they have this good-looking son.
Mom!
All right, just mentioning it. No ulterior motives. Another weekend then. Are you free the week after?
I need to get back to work now, Mom.
A shame. Get back to me soon, will you?
Sure. Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, Esther.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Period. Okay, well, the last suspect, October 4th, 1956. Jack Amber.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Oh, and there was a letter for you. I left it on your desk. Miss Katz. Miss Katz.
Cut the float. That suspect will arrive soon. Mr. Rios talked to you. The documents were looking
Miss Katz.
Okay, so I guess you don't tell. He don't want to talk to me.
What?
Bad time.
Not like there's any other. But yes, tell me, Katz, has anyone been to my office?
Probably. We do have somebody to clean the place, right? And there's Paula. She might have brought you some files.
No, she holds them for me on her desk. We do have some cleaning. Some woman, I don't know, but she's only in on Wednesdays. And she doesn't have my keys anyway. No help, unsurprisingly.
Excuse me?
Oh, stop. I didn't mean it like that.
Are you sure?
Yes, sorry, it's just... This is serious. Someone was here. Just don't say anything. Someone was here, in my office.
It should
going
probably
through my documents,
was.
through my files, through my cases.
Why do you think someone was here?
He
I
probably
have my
was.
ways of knowing.
Ways, of course. Something more specific?
The lamp was moved, if you must know.
A lamp. Moved.
Yes, a lamp. I use it as a paperweight, which means someone went through the documents under the lamp.
That's not good.
Tell me about it.
Is there a possibility you're just being paranoid?
No.
All right.
I believe.
So, what can we do?
Well, Wait. You believe me? That's a new one. Huh. Thank you. I think. Right. What now? I wish I knew. More locks? I need to at least change the current ones. That's for sure.
What do you have here anyway? What's the case?
All right. It might actually be for the best if somebody else is also familiar with it. Just in case. And it's not like you can be my thief. So what's the harm?
Oh, Peters. Are you trying to say you trust me?
Wouldn't go that far. But this isn't the first time someone spied on my work. It started long before you joined. So, at least in this case, you're not a suspect.
Just in case what? You're making it very hard not to think of you as a paranoid.
Really, Cuts? You've already worked here a while. Haven't you noticed yet how it's always the same two men in the car across the street? The same woman with the newspaper under your window? Always just happening to glance up when you look. Or that quiet sound in the background of your phone calls. If you insist on calling that paranoia, go ahead. I just suggest you get a bit more paranoid too.
I'm all ears.
What do you know about the camps?
Probably less than you. Remind me.
Concentration camps. Tens of thousands big. The largest, over 100. Himmler's solution for those the Nazis considered Untermensch. Subhuman. Jews, communists, the disabled, and the deviants, all who didn't fit the perfect Aryan society. Sent to starve and work themselves to death, or worse. Imagine this. Hundreds, or even 1,000 prisoners per barrack. A block of those surrounded by electrified barbed wire. Overcrowded, makeshift wooden structures as the only place to sleep. Cold, cramped quarters. Hunger, illness, vermin, death. Children, women, old people, it made no difference. All forced to do brutally hard labor. And worse. Then there's the rest of the camp. A moat along the border, followed by 2 layers of, again, electrified fences and walls. Watchtowers along the entire length, of course. With searchlights and machine
Right for a
guns.
wall.
And here, get to the case. Should anyone try to escape, Camp Guard were on strict orders to immediately shoot to kill. No warning shots, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just kill the prisoner. Any hesitation would be punished. But the number of such incidents is... it's far too high. It just doesn't add up.
What do you mean, for fun?
There was this thing some guards liked to do. They'd grab a cap from a prisoner, be it a random one in their lineup or some poor man that looked at them wrong. Then, they would throw the cap and order him to run and get it. As soon as he did, shot in an escape attempt. And if he didn't, still, bam, shot for refusing orders.
How could they profit from this?
Rumors say for each escape attempt a guard would halt, they could be paid a bonus and receive 3 days off.
All right, so you need to prove they lied. How do you do it?
You're thinking too small. It's not just the guard, not just what they did. It's that they were allowed to do it. Do you really think their superiors didn't know what was happening? Do you think it was some kind of unauthorized behavior? Rest assured, it was very authorized. So yes, we need to prove they lied, that they murdered the prisoners. But more importantly, I, need to prove who knew about it and allowed it to happen. And let me tell you, the suspect list, it's something.
Read letter, interview letter. What the fuck? Jewish pig. Oh, yep, she is a Jewish. Like I thought, she's Jewish. Jewish pig. We know where you live. We know what you do. We're watching day and night. We see the German people have been through enough because of Wagner for years. So he wasn't lying. Told you, bro. I never will believe that nobody's crazy like that until they literally proven with solid evidence that they was to say, I do not put nothing past nothing. You should have burnt with the rest of your kind instead of disappearing, hiding in the gutters where you belong. You once again attacked us. So here, as you will be burned. We'll finish what we started beginning with traitor trash like you. Oh. Somebody's upset. Somebody's beating me.
Mr. Kibitz has just arrived. He's waiting in a conference room.
Was there anything unusual about this letter? Did you notice anything off?
Off?
Was it brought in normally? Delivered personally? Or, I don't know, anything?
Can't say. It came with the post, like letters do. Is everything all right?
It was a threat letter.
A threat? Oh dear. I'm so sorry.
You're sure you didn't notice anything out of place?
I'm sorry.
Right. Can't say I wasn't warned about this job. Professional risk, right?
Unfortunately. Still, if there is anything I can do, just say the word.
Good morning. My name is Esther Katz.
A pleasure, miss. Could you tell me how long I have to wait for the prosecutor?
Mr. Kibitz, I'm the prosecutor here.
Oh, modern times, I guess. How long will this take?
It will take as long as it takes.
It's all right, miss. I'm just asking.
Let's get started, shall we? This is about the arrest of Hans Naumann in Munich on April 28th, 1945. According to a witness, 2 men picked up Mr. Naumann from his apartment. Were you one of them?
You're pretty. You know that?
Mr. Kibitz, were you one of those men?
No, I wasn't. We drove to the house. Then our group leader and Mr. Schickert got out of the car to arrest the men. Then they tossed the old man into the car and headed to the district office.
Please describe the situation.
District leader Schwarz came out and gave the command.
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of a big air raid. We wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer there.
What were your local group's responsibilities in the very last days of the war?
We were responsible for all concerns and for many households within Munich. Above all, we tried to eliminate insurgencies.
What command? What did he say?
He ordered us to execute the man. Then he left. I felt uneasy. This wasn't right.
Were there any other prisoners at that time?
Obviously, yes. We had to put the traitors somewhere. We adapted part of the storage rooms as cells.
For how long did Mr. Feldman talk to Mr. Schwarz?
Miss, it was over 10 years ago. I don't remember. Couldn't have been too long, as Mr. Schickert didn't have enough time to really get on my nerves.
How was working under Mr. Feldman?
Great. He was a good leader and a better man. It was a pleasure to work with him. Even though some people might have disagreed, we had our share of malcontents in the group. But he knew how to deal with them effectively.
How was your relationship to Mr. Schwarz?
He treated me fairly and friendly. I learned a lot from him.
What were your responsibilities in your local group?
Most of the time I accompanied District Leader Schwarz and drove him when he needed a driver. He knew how to convey power and discipline.
Interesting. How did you and Mr. Schickert get along?
He and I didn't have much to do with each other. We were just part of the same local group. He was no feast for the eyes, a cranky guy, strange. Always strict with his work, but annoying from time to time. He was obsessed with Prussian virtues.
Did Mr. Schwarz even get to see the victim, Hans Naumann?
Not entirely sure. He was in his office when we brought the perpetrator,
The victim.
the victim, into a cell.
If Schwarz didn't see the victim, did he know they had the wrong man? What did he know?
Okay.
Were summary executions common?
In those days, yes.
How many people were in your local group?
Around 10, but we were never all present at the same time due to shifts and different responsibilities. 11, 12. No, we were down to 11 then. The Gestapo took Ludolf back in January.
So the Gestapo threat wasn't something new.
We followed group leader Falkman to the cell. There was tension.
Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
Just in Bavaria, there were 28 local groups. We were in constant contact with them.
How did you ensure the energy supply?
The district struggled to produce enough energy. There were frequent power failures. For emergency, we had a generator. If worst came to worst, we used oil lamps.
Were the compartments prepared to host prisoners?
Kind of. We adjusted them, so our prisoner could stay there for interrogations and not get out.
For how long were the prisoners held in these cells?
Mostly around a week.
Okay.
Being locked in a cell like this, not knowing what would happen next, this must have been so hard.
We all entered the cell.
What was Mr. Faltman doing?
Group leader Falkman seemed to hesitate. He shared my concerns about killing the old sod. He told us to wait.
My nose played out. Okay, that's the letter.
Yet Schickert insisted. He referred to that new order about dealing with insurgents. He was such a stickler for the rules. He could be really annoying about these things.
What did he say?
He yelled he would report us to the Gestapo. Faced with this open threat of being denounced, we did not dare to act.
My reflexes acting up.
I can still hear the sirens in my head. They seem to last forever, but it may just have been a minute full of despair, if you survived it.
The tension was strong. Group leader Faltman ordered us to wait once more. But Shikat drew his gun and shot him.
So
So what you are saying is Shikat shot the old man against Mr. Faltman's order?
Exactly.
That's horrible.
These are brutal events you're getting to hear here. Are you sure you're up for it? Honestly, no one would think this is a job for a woman.
shut
But you
your
have to
bitch ass up.
I will file a formal complaint.
That will not be necessary, Mr. Kibitz. My superior knows quite well that I am up for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this job.
Clock it.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Kibitz.
Goodbye.
Goofy.
Miss Katz.
That's all the witnesses. Let's see if I can make some sense of this.
He viewed the chance together. There's a pause menu. I don't know why I just clicked that. Ah. No. But they want one for today. Alright, let's go talk to her.
So, I know it doesn't balance out the morning, but there's at least some good news today. One word, Berlin.
Did the document center come through?
Here you go. Personal files for Kibitz, Shikat, and Fatman.
Finally.
Right? Just in time. I know that you have just questioned the last witness. Have you discovered any new leads? With a few calls, I might be able to get hold of a few more urgent documents for you. But I would need to do so right now, and I can't guarantee they'll make it in time.
I might actually take you up on that. There's a chance that Mr. Schwarz did not see the victim himself. If that's the case, my question is, what did he see? What did he know when he ordered the execution? I'm going to need whatever files would have been on his desk on that day. All that he could know about the victim. Arrest report, personal file, records, intake forms, whatever there is.
That's quite a wide net. I'm on it, of course.
Is there any chance some files regarding the group members' responsibilities remained? Mr. Kibitz specifically. I want to know if he at any point worked directly for the district leader.
I'll see what I can do. Anything else?
I better get back to the reconstruction board then.
Read the new documents.
Esther Katz speaking. Hello?
Ain't on my fucking phone, bitch.
Anybody here? Hello? Great.
You're
Just what I
okay.
needed now. Not disconcerting in the slightest.
Now finish your story. You want to present in court. If you ready for the law, so that's fine. Bro, stop playing on my fucking
Mr. Katz?
phone, nigga.
Essie, it's good to hear
Oh,
your voice.
okay. Thought I
I
had
hope
to.
I'm not disturbing you.
Thought I had to put
I didn't
fucking.
like how we ended our last conversation.
Baby, I don't
I
give
know
a
your
fuck.
mother's little parties are hard enough on you already. I shouldn't have brought up your work in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my temper like that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Father, but why does Bauer make you so angry in the first place?
Oh, Esther, you couldn't possibly understand all of it, and nor can he. He wasn't here when it all happened. He didn't see it for himself, live it. He says we should have done more, while he's the one who deserted. For me, it was never a choice to leave. But how should he understand it? His kind never really felt at home anywhere. And now he leads this self-righteous inquisition. It's hard to stomach. With that said, I'm calling because of a different matter. It's close, isn't it? Your first trial?
I think I've got it.
Ha, that's my Essie. But a word of advice. Do be careful. I've seen many prosecutors stumble at the finish line. One wrong detail is all it takes for a case to collapse.
Thank you, Father.
But Esther, after the trial... I'm sorry, but please, please, remember what we've talked about. It's not too late to leave. Nobody would think less of you.
I would like to see this through, Dad.
I see.
By the way, there's something I wanted to ask you.
Anything?
Will you ever send threats?
That's a very specific question.
Please, Dad. It's important.
All right, well, a few times. Yes, well, with some of the less savory cases. Just don't tell your mother. She'd be worried sick. God knows that's the last thing she needs.
I just got one. A threat letter.
Of course. That's much earlier than I'd have expected. I knew Bauer wasn't a good idea.
What should I do? What can I do?
Nothing to do, I'm afraid. You can report it to the police, but they won't probably be of much help. It's just a letter. A horrible one, but still, it's just paper. And some ink, I suppose. Nobody would dare to actually act against a public prosecutor. We are civilized.
Yes, just like we were civilized 20 years ago.
That's a good point. But it's different. You're a servant of the law, of justice. And for anybody who'd call himself German, that matters. It has to. As for the letter, try not to think about it, as hard as it seems. Personally, I used mine as kindling for the fireplace. No point in holding on to trash. This way, it was at least somewhat useful.
Earlier? So you expected this to happen?
At some point, yes, of course. We all, or most of us at least, do, when it comes to the really bad cases. Especially in that team of Bauers. I knew it was a bad idea.
This isn't about Bauer.
Right. It's about his, and by extension your work, upsetting the public. This would have happened with Bergmann, Kranich and partners.
Dad, we've been over this.
You're right, you're right. But this is just exactly the thing I was afraid could happen. But so much earlier than I thought it would.
Well, I better get going now. Still lots of work to do before the big day.
I understand. I'm always here for you, and also, good luck, Prosecutor Katz.
Went to the shower. Went to the shower. Okay, so transfer.
This makes sense.
We just did the order. She did, okay. And then we're gonna pack it up. We're gonna wrap up this episode. Well, this, yeah, episode.
It must have been like this.
And
This makes sense.
we got after one focus on, that's crazy. Okay, and then down to do
Now I can see it.
okay. And then we're gonna wrap up this episode.
Good news. The documents you asked me to track down, I reached out to someone that still owed me a favor. Let's see about that. A courier just dropped these off. I hope they prove useful. Let me know once you're ready to go to court.
Alright, y'all. So I'm going to wrap this part up right here. What time is it? Is it 13:50? Okay, so we're gonna save it right here. Okay, let's see something. Okay. So we finally done with part 3, and we finally was able to record the part. And yeah, I got court tomorrow, so today in the morning, so I gotta get up. So yeah.